Hi, and welcome to Enchantment of Eternity's Top 50 Movies, number 50 through 21. This is the first video in a series of videos in which I will count down my top 50 favorite movies. I will later do two videos for my top 20, one with numbers 20 through 16 and another for numbers 15 through 11. And when I get to my top 10, I'll do one video for each movie on the list so I can give full reviews of each film in my top 10. But for this video, I will quickly go through my number 50 through 21 favorite movies. Now I'm hesitant to say top 50 favorite movies of all time because I do have a bias for movies that came out in my lifetime, as I tend to shy away from older movies because they are a different style that I don't really identify with, so it's more accurate to say the top 50 movies of the past 40 years. Also, this countdown is about me counting down my personal favorite movies, not what is generally considered to be the best movies by critics or the general public, as I don't take those considerations into account, instead simply count off the 50 movies I personally think are brilliant. Therefore, it won't look like every other top movies list you see on the net where Citizen Kane, The Godfather, and Star Wars are in the top 3. Instead, you'll see some movies you haven't heard of and others that may surprise you to find in the top list. That being said, most of the movies on my list are in IMDb's top 250, so my opinions aren't that far from public opinion. So let's get started with my number 50, All Over Me. All Over Me is probably one of those films I was talking about that you never heard of, but it's my personal favorite coming-of-age lesbian drama. All Over Me has perfectly captured what it's like to be a teenager growing up in the 90s. Number 49 is The Insider. I have a particular interest in films that explore the inner workings of the media, and for films that do so as well as this one and feature as much great performances as this one. Number 48 is Django Unchained, one of Tarantino's best, as he masters the art of suspense through seemingly irrelevant dialogue like no other director could. Number 47 is Office Space, an excellent comedy that captures the spirit of how much it sucks to work jobs you can't stand. Number 46 is Clerks, along the same lines as the previous film, but is more impressive for the next to nothing budget it was shot on and encapsulates the grunge culture of the mid-90s better than any other film. Number 45 is The X-Files Fight the Future, an outstanding film that encapsulated everything that made the TV show great into one film in a cinematic manner that could never be pulled off on a TV series. Number 44 is Looper, a time travel movie that uses questionable time travel logic, but is such a great character story and emotional journey that's really exciting and thrilling that you're willing to overlook that. Number 43 is Back to the Future. The original time travel comedy pulled off so well with many iconic moments that seal this movie's position into pop culture history. Number 42 is The Mothman Prophecies, a particularly creepy film that has that kind of bizarre happenstance to generally freak me out, such as a man driving 8 hours distance within 2-hour time period and having no memory of how he got there. Was it fate? Number 41 is The Naked Gun 2.5. The ultimate in spoof comedies, this film has just featured one laugh after another as it followed the less than intelligent Frank Drebin while ripping on the cop genre of the 80s. Number 40 is The Truman Show. The Truman Show is an amazing emotional journey in a man finding out that his whole environment is fake and has been his entire life. Number 39 is Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. The epic Star Trek film follows the adventures of the Enterprise crew as they defy orders, becoming outlaws just for the chance to breathe life back into their fallen comrade Spock. Number 38 is Traffic, an excellent and well-acted drama that makes much needed and spot-on commentary about the drug war while providing an array of excellent character stories. Number 37 is District 9. An all too obvious allegory of alien refugees using actual space aliens, this film still manages to pull off great social commentary while not being too preachy and keeping the story interesting and exciting. Number 36 is The Big Lebowski, the classic, unique comedy that follows the misadventures of the unemployed, pot-smoking, white Russian drinking, the dude who takes her easy every chance he gets. Number 35 is 2010. Blasphemy to say, I know, but I prefer this film to Kubrick's 2001, as it stays truer to the science fiction novels in which it is based, and a more story-based film that is an epic in the sci-fi genre. Number 34 is Vanilla Sky, a great sci-fi that doesn't first appear to be sci-fi, which director Cameron Crowe was great at setting the mood and making you invested in the characters. Number 33 is The Butterfly Effect, a great time travel thriller that takes the teenage or college flick to a new level by infusing it with great time travel scenarios. Number 32 is Falling Down, in my opinion an unappreciated film that makes excellent commentaries on the uncaring and dismissive nature of our culture and society that features some outstanding performances. Number 31 is Dark City, a very unique and noteworthy science fiction tale, while although the acting isn't the best, the set design and cinematography, and more importantly, the original story is enough to make this unique and worthwhile movie-going experience. Number 30 is Super 8. Sometimes referred to as E.T. meets Cloverfield, this film successfully combines the Spielberg-esque child adventure films of the 80s with the modern-day monster movie thriller to create a very suspenseful and emotional film. Number 29 is Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. This is by far my favorite Guy Ritchie film and my favorite British crime film, for that matter, as it succeeds in combining comedy and suspense to create a lot of unbelievable circumstances that criminals find themselves in. Number 28 is Total Recall, the film that combines mindless Arnie action with a cerebral plot that makes you question what is reality and what isn't. Number 27 is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, the best Star Trek film that features a cat and mouse game with our hero Captain Kirk and his most worthy adversary Khan, that features one of the most memorable and emotional endings in Trek history. Number 26 is Run, Lola, Run, an extremely unique, fast-paced film that gives you 3 different versions of events without explanation, that was masterfully executed. Number 25 is The Underneath, another film you probably haven't heard of. The Underneath is sometimes called Steven Soderbergh's worst film, but I personally think it's his best film. Although it doesn't have the best acting, its dramatic storytelling and uses of flashbacks and different color grades to set the emotional tone of the story told a story I could personally identify with like no other. Number 24 is The Usual Suspects. The film introduced the world to how awesome an actor Kevin Spacey is, with a great action-packed suspense that follows a mind-bending thriller executed much better than any other action film. Number 23 is Pulp Fiction, the classic Tarantino film that made non-linear storytelling popular and humanized gangsters by having them talk about pop culture. Number 22 is Star Wars Episode 6: The Return of the Jedi, a great film that concluded the original Star Wars trilogy with the epic space and planet-wide battles that centered around the redemption of what was thought of as the most evil character ever created, Darth Vader. And number 21 is The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. This second installment to the epic Lord of the Rings trilogy features an amazing battle sequence, such as with Aragorn and his friends trying to defend Helm's Deep against overwhelming odds. But I like the storyline a bit better with Frodo and Sam's journey, as they're guided by the mistrustful Gollum, which features an outstanding performance by Gollum. So that's it for my number 50 through 21 of my top 50 favorite movies of the past 40 years. You should subscribe to keep up with my other top 50 movies videos when they're released, and I'll put links in the description once they are. And thanks a lot for watching.